Hello there, this is Same Old Ben. Gonna try to play Space Rangers Quest again. I said I'd get back to it before, so I'm getting back to it now. Yeah, new game. I kind of failed on the last one. Like, there's this certain quest that pops up randomly that you have to be like a truck driver on a single planet, like with like 1970s era tech. Whereas this is like a truck driver in space with 2350s era tech or whatever. So yeah, anyway, let's see, space merchant. Yeah, I'd rather be a space merchant rather than a pirate or a warrior. So yeah, space merchant I'd rather be. Do I need to pick that particularly? I thought I clicked it. You wake up in the pilot's chair behind the controls of your own ship. An unknown planet floats across your view screen. In the midst of the darkness of space and the multitude of distant stars, demonstrating the instability of your flight path due to the disabled autopilot. Ooh, that sucks. Your whole body feels strangely lightweight, as if the artificial gravity generator is acting up again, producing a gravity level way below normal. The signal of an incoming call breaks the peaceful cosmic silence. So stretch sleepily and open the message is the only option. Greetings, Ranger. Congratulations on joining our ranks. As they say, less than 2 centuries, and the Rangers are back in the game. I think they mean than, T-H-A-N. Anyway, whatever. Thanks to the taxpayers' money and to the Galactic Council, which knows how to squander it without making too much noise. But that's a joke, if anyone asks. Anyway, your first task is to test the training system designed for newly recruited candidates looking to earn a shining badge and a special authority. Study the instructions provided, comply with all the orders, and make a list of your own recommendations on how to modernize the process of integrating volunteer pilots into the ranks of the Rangers. In the near future, we will get in touch again to review your progress with this important mission. Good luck. Best regards, Admiral Oinkosh, the Ushas System, Balta Zash Sector, Anonymous Rangers Planetary Center. P.S. If you are dissatisfied with our way of presenting the information in our form of address, please make a list of suggestions on how to improve the Space Rangers code. Submit your list in no fewer than 20 copies. Let me remind you that according to our age-long glorious tradition, the original and all copies of these documents must be submitted in person and in manuscript form, handwritten by the author. Okay, so that's the thing. Close message and proceed to accomplishing the task. So they make it impossible for that. Oh, do you want to play through the tutorial? Yeah, I don't remember how to do this. It's a text-based game, but with like visual references. Alright, you have embarked on a new adventure, Psychor 85. Right now, you are on the space screen. Here you can look at your ship, view its status, and perform the main game actions. You can rotate the camera. Doesn't need to be that quiet. Rotate the camera around in the ship, holding the left mouse button and pinch with the scroll wheel. Okay, so that would be a thing we could do. At the right side of the screen, you can see the information panel, which has several tabs right now. Bonuses and penalties. No, it shows now playing Fly Theme 12. This shows your luck and current stat modifiers, bonuses, items, etc., and lets you manage the background music. Well, that is there, yes. Your luck is mixed. Yeah, that sounds about right. Luck is an important stat that determines most of what happens to you in this virtual world of doom. Click the tab's icon to open it. I have clicked it. This tab shows the information on any text quest that is active in this system. Text quests are your main source of income. Completing them is very important for victory. As we can see, the system has no quests, so let's move on to the next tab. Click the tab's icon. Here we go. Messengers found 05. On the Messengers tab, you see your progress searching for the messengers. The important story hints that you can find as you continue your mission will be shown here. These will help you search for the messengers. Let's keep exploring our surroundings. Now this button lets you hide the side panel to admire the expanses of space or to view important information. Now let's look at your main stats. 30-30. So one important stat of your ship is the amount of fuel in your tank. Without fuel, you cannot jump between systems. That would suck. And my friend Joe is playing Age of Mythology and probably sent me a message on Facebook being like, hey, watch this. It's like, okay, dude, watch my stuff. Whatever, though. Anyway, without fuel, you cannot jump between systems. These jumps require huge amounts of energy. However, modern sublight engines hardly consume any fuel when moving within a system. In other words, even on an empty tank, you can still make it to the nearest planet to refuel. Hull structure, 500 of 500. Hull structure is another key stat. Kinda stinks to be at 0. No hull in space? That would suck. Anyway, if your hull structure drops down to 0, you'll be kicked out of the virtual world, and what's worse, sustain irreversible brain damage, like watching TikTok, causing your doom in the real world. You can repair your ship on stations to restore structure. Credits, 13,000, yay. That's probably enough to buy like one burger at McDonald's now. Of course, in the modern world, you won't get far without money. This tab also shows how many credits you currently have. You need money to repair and refuel your ship, scan systems, buy star charts, and perform other actions. Completing text quests is the main way to earn credits. Now let's start our search for those messengers. The scanning window that opens when you click on this button will help you with your mission. Open it now. Scanning. The Saffron system. Sector Karagon. Star class B3. Main race humans. Other races Molochs. Bases pirate base. Status not stand. Price to scan, I guess, is 886 credits out of 1300, so leaving us with 12,114, I think, right? Anyway, yeah, 900 less, well, yeah, 12,114. Scanning is used to search for the messengers and other interesting objects in the system. This window shows main system information, name, star class, races, bases, etc. Running the scanner requires rare consumables, which is why each scan costs some money. The scan price varies for different systems. Now let's scan our system. Do you really want to initiate scanning? Well, I like earning credits, and this is the only way, by spending them. Scanning. Ooh, look, 1300's dropped down to 1225. What? What? How'd that happen? What? Scanning revealed nothing. Time to move on to another system. Well, that sucks. Unfortunately, we found nothing of interest in this system. Nothing of value has been found. Nothing of value has been found. Yep, I found nothing. Don't despair. The whole galaxy is open to you. Wow, I'm really bad at reading these. But before you move any further, let's visit the Quack station. Quack. Click on the docking button to open the base window. Docking. Welcome to Quack Station. Alright, it's not really a station, just a metal container floating in space. But you're in luck, we have star charts on sale today. Do you want one? So we have the option to buy a sector map, I guess. Can we click on that right now? I guess not. Stations are important hubs for NA Ranger's universe. There are 5 station types: military base, business center, research base, medical center, and pirate base of Doom. Looks like the creators of the virtual world didn't have enough memory to do any better than that. That is very meta humor, isn't it? All station types have the same base functionality: repairing ships and selling star charts. Other possibilities are different for every station type. To decide where to go next and expand your search area, you need to buy star charts. If you don't, that sucks. They open locked sectors on the galaxy map and let you visit systems in these sectors. Select the Buy a Sector Map option in the station dialog to make a purchase. Now we can select it. Excellent choice. Now move along. Don't crowd around. We only sell 1 star chart per person. They're on sale after all. Take a look around. You try to find something interesting or useful, but the crowd queuing up for star charts is severely limiting your freedom of movement. Besides all the doors featuring warning signs, inventory in progress, please come back later, cleaning day, no entry, X-ray in operation, lunch break, CEO on vacation again, power off, beware the gobsar, this department has moved to the Betelgeuse area, and hundreds of others, all with the same meaning, this place is closed. Alright, so there was that. So good job, Psycho 85. Please note that due to the limited holographic memory of your ship's navigation system, each map costs more than the previous one. It requires more complicated algorithms to archive the loaded. Why not just buy more like jump drives or something? Jump drive online, preparing for phase jump. Anyway, now it's time to check what's going on in the galaxy. Close the base window by clicking on the button to the left of it, or select the undock option in the station. So let's see, close the base window there, or select undock. Let's select undock. Time to make a jump to a different system. To do this, open the map screen by clicking the corresponding button. So the galaxy space map thing. So this is where we hope that we don't jump into the core of a star. You are viewing the map screen. Here you can see your ship's position in the galaxy, which is Saffron, right? Yeah, it would be it. The P for player character, something like that. There's Betelgeuse. Do we want to say Betelgeuse, 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 Betelgeuse all the time? I mean, there's Sol. We could always go back to the homeworld. That would suck. So I guess, yeah, whatever. Here you can see your ship's position in the galaxy and make a jump to a different system and view system information. The map is divided into sectors, each of them containing several star systems. You just unlocked one of them. The Valgir. When you bought the corresponding sector map, you see the systems contained in it. So where's that? Valgir. Oh, okay, this one, the sector, the entire sector. Okay. Right, so we can see this now. Wonderful. As usual in the Rangers universe, the callers of the system names contain information about the races inhabiting it. The system where you are now is highlighted bright and is placed in the center of a green circle. There we are. And there's a pirate base indicated by the purple tab thing there, I guess is the thing. So it's the green circle that's spinning is indicating where the player is, not the P with the P in the purple tab thing is the pirate base. So business center would be here in Betelgeuse. New quest is in Silostre, and there's Green Medical Center at Sol, military base at Sol, and something pointing new quest at Sol. And here's, I think, another new quest here at Zavia, and the gray tab's a research center. And okay, yellow's business center, there's a pirate base and a quest, there's a medical center and a quest. Alright, so that's that. The radio size depends on your engine's power and the amount of fuel in your tank. If the destination system is within the circle, you can reach it in one jump. If not, you'll have to make several jumps and refuel your ship if needed. 1 unit of fuel is consumed to cover 1 parsec on the map. This takes one game day to do. You can easily see the green rotating icon near the current system. This means that the system has already been scanned. Wait, what? You are here. Okay, never mind. The scanned is this. Okay. Scanned is the green thing. These yellow stars, you are here. Route point would be that little blue dot. End of route is the blue circle thing. Alright, so that's all that crap. Okay. There are also special icons above the star showing the bases in the system and a text quest icon below the star. Now try to view detailed information about the Betelgeuse system. To do this, click on the system star using right mouse button. Alright, the Betelgeuse system, sector Paragon, class M2, race humans and Gauls, whatever. Quest none, Base's Business Center. Great, as you can see, major system information is shown in this window. Its name, its sector, star class, races inhabiting it, and the number and type of bases. Always pay attention to this information. It'll come in handy during your search for the messengers. Now let's jump to the Betelgeuse system. Close the system information by clicking on the screen outside the information window, then click on the star. Okay. Now your route is shown with a dotted line on the map, and the jump button has turned green, which means it's time to jump. Go for it. Click on the jump button. 10 fuel out of 13. Yeet. Inspire. You admire the endless expanse of space, the abyss full of billions of twinkling stars, like dust. Then, suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, notice a dot on your radar. For some reason, the computer didn't think it necessary to warn you of the approaching guests. Watch the dot on the radar closely, run as far as possible, are the options. Something's happening. Looks like you've encountered a random event. Not scripted whatsoever. Space is full of surprises, and sometimes they come right at you. You need to act, not just sit there. Review the situation described in the top part of the event screen and react to it by selecting an option from the list in the bottom part. You can change the size of the text fields by dragging the horizontal slider. What? Where's the horizontal slider? This? Alright, well that's a thing there. I think that's a vertical slider. Well, I mean it's horizontal this way, but if you can change the size of the text field by dragging the horizontal slider up and down. Okay, oh, the fields that the text is in, not the text font size. Okay. The outcome, alright, run as far as possible. You switch to afterburner and pull the yoke back. Despite everything, the object on radar still seems dangerously close. However, after another attempt to dodge the asteroid, you notice the radar is clear. You likely left the dangerous pursuer behind. You stop thinking about it and go back to watching the stars. Great job, you've solved the problem. The Selden crisis is done. Close the random event window and take a look around the new system of doom. Alright, here we go. You spent a great amount of fuel to make that jump. Time to refuel. Click on the refueling button. Here's the refueling button. We have clicked it. And now the refueling menu thing. The refueling window contains full information about the amount of fuel on board and refueling costs. Yay! By default, you'll be offered the option of filling your tank, or, if you don't have enough money to refill it completely, to spend all you have on fuel. You can tap the minus and plus buttons to change the amount of fuel to buy. Right now, you should fill your tank to the brim. Go for it. So, do you really want 10 units of fuel for 350 credits? Yes. Wonderful. Now we're even more broke. 8,675 credits remaining. Now it's time to take a look at the main type of adventure, text quests. Yay! Open the quests tab where there's a practice quest waiting for you. Tutorial. We need competent professionals. We need a competent professional to carry out an unusual but very secret task. We're ready to pay 1 million credits if the task is completed successfully. You can learn the details from our representatives on your arrival at planet Intagon. Here you can see the description of the practice quests. Read it and tap the start quest button. So, alright, 1 million credits to do something. Oh wow, this is brighter. The spaceport on Intagon is impressive. Transport cars flying everywhere. Humanoids of all races rushing around in all directions. A lot of hustle and bustle. You take a seat on the gravitational couch in the lounge and turn on your Rangeboy communicator to review the details of the tasks. Ranger Psychor 85, you are to arrive at the spaceport today before 2700 local time. The days have at least 28 hours. Otherwise it would go back to 0, so at least 28. Our representative will meet you and take you to the client. We need a real professional, so if you come late, we will find a more suitable candidate. You look at the huge clock on the wall. It's 26:94, so 6 minutes to go, I guess, if it's hundreds for minutes. Remembering that local hours consist of 100 minutes and realizing you only have 6 minutes to meet the representative, you start to panic. The promised reward Okay, let's see here. I didn't read this first. Good job, Psycho 5. Now let's take a look at the text quest screen. As you can see, blank, it has, well, it's blank there for some reason. I don't get it. It has 4 main parts: a location description at the top left, a transitions panel with the control tabs at the bottom left, an image at the top right, and stats panel under the image. The location description communicates the gist of what's happening with the quest and the moment. You can scroll the text and drag the horizontal slider to change the size of the description and transitions panels. You can also change the font size and the background in the settings. Where the heck would that be? Options. Okay, well, I can't change it right now. You can also change the font size in the background if you want, using control mouse wheel hotkey for adjusting the font size. Okay, the transitions panel shows lists of actions you can perform at the moment. It's your way of interacting with the quest. Think well and choose wisely. Where's wisely? In the Musics tab, you can manage the in-game music during your text quests. Open this tab to see how it looks. While the music is playing, you can click on the progress bar to jump to any part of the song. Beyond Reach. Okay, what's the next one? Cosmic number 2. Yeah, that's cool sounding enough. Alright. Fae theme. Are we dealing with space fairies now? That would suck. The image is a vivid or not so vivid illustration of what's going on. You can click hide on the panel above the image to hide it and make more room for the stats. Okay, let's just go Awakening, Beyond Reach. There we go. Can we... There's a calculator too. Wonderful. We can hide if we want. You're confused. Yes, I am confused. How'd you know? Stats panel shows that. Awesome. Now it's action time. So let's see. The problem is you can't see anybody with signs that say Ranger Psycho Area 5. What can you do? Stay and wait. They promise to meet you. Exit to the central hall. Go back to the ship. Stay and wait. I guess they've said that they'd meet me, right? If that's right. What's it right? Here's the hide button, I guess, which we can't click. The music we can't go to. The options we can't use. Fine, I guess I have to pick. Stay and wait. They promised to meet you, so they better meet me. You stay and look around for a representative. Everyone around you is moving with purpose. Everybody looks busy and nobody is paying attention to you. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice a Peiling on the couch who is looking at you, but when you turn towards him, he quickly looks away and soon leaves. For another 2 minutes, nothing happens, and an announcement rings out from above, calling the pilot of the ship parked in area PU-30. Please come see at the spaceport administrator. Please come see the spaceport administrator. You immediately wonder why the number of the parking area seems so familiar. Oh right, that's where you parked your ship. Just what you need now. You're about to have an important meeting and they're calling you, most likely for a stupid reason. What do you do? Continue looking for the representative. You keep looking for the person that was supposed to meet you when you feel somebody's hand on your shoulder. Your instincts wake immediately, and turning spectacularly, you seize the hand, but you stop your attack in time when you notice 3 Palings behind you in standard Intagon Space Fleet uniform. Ranger Psycho Area 5, I presume, asked one of the Palings, probably the Spear. Well, yes. You didn't know you were so famous. Didn't you hear the administrator calling you? Is that your ship parked? Yes, I was just going. We'll escort you. The junior Paling officers stand on both sides around you, so you're trapped inside the triangle. They don't seem like they're going to leave you alone. Is it the administrator? At least these guys know what they're doing. Despite the high density of people in the spaceport, a bubble of space seems to somehow appear around the Palings. So you quickly and easily reach a door with a sign that says Shed. The superior Paling leaves you here, informing you that the head of the security of the spaceport is coming. The shed looks more like an interrogation room rather than a place for shedding anything. There's a table and 2 chairs bolted to the floor, and a mirror covering almost the whole wall. From spy movies, you know that it's transparent from the other side, and you repress your desire to flash an indecent gesture at the unseen viewers. After about 20 minutes, the door opens. In walks a skinny Phaean, wearing the same uniform that the Palings had been. Amazing, he exclaims as he enters. What's so amazing? Amazing how much you look alike. The Phaean stands to the right of you, then moves to the left. the whole time openly examining your spitting image. But please, you try to object. The Phaeton offers you a seat, takes the seat himself, and starts talking quickly. Would you mind if I called you Ranger Psycho 85-2? Let me explain. A couple days ago, Ranger Psycho 85-1 contacted us to ask for help. He claimed that some evil imposter who looks exactly like him took his name, and through questionable methods had acquired the ship that once belonged to Ranger Psycho 85-1. Fortunately, he had received information that this imposter would arrive on this planet today. But I am the real Ranger Psycho 85, he exclaimed indignantly. Well, we have reasons to doubt the truth of what Psycho 85-1 said. If you knew somebody was looking for you, you wouldn't have just come out here openly. But don't worry, your situation isn't hopeless. You'll take a series of tests that we have already gave to the first ranger, and we'll use the results to decide who is right. So you conduct experiments on living humanoids? Well, it is a Phaeton, a space ferry, right? Freaking grays. Anyway, so you conduct experiments on living humanoids. No experiments, just tests. Different word. I'll ask questions and you'll answer them. Then the computer will analyze your answers and voila. Can't you just use my DNA or medical insurance number or something? I don't have time for tests. Time is ticking and the galaxy needs saving. Please, it's the 33rd century of doom. We have femto technology and in-home cloning, and you suggest we use those primitive methods. Don't you worry, it won't take long. Yeah, like asking questions is going to mean more than the other things. Let's get started right away. Alright, great. The Phaeton takes out a portable computer and starts reading tests. So here's your first test. Listen carefully. Okay, let's see. We can use a calculator, that's saying. So we can do that. Calculator lets you perform basic arithmetic. Yay. Now let's try to calculate the number you need. You can switch from the calculator tab back to transitions at any moment. Can we... Okay, so, alright, enter error. How nice. Okay, listen carefully. 23,768,543 minus 12,244,232. So 23 million, let's do that, 23,768,768 543 minus 12 million 244,000, yep, and 232,232 equals 115,243,11, and save the results. Alright, so let's just double check that. We can see that transitions tab. Okay, transitions tab, there we go. Was it 115? Crap, where'd the thing go? 115,243,11. 115, 23, 23768, 23768, 543 minus 12,244,232, and it's 115,243,11. 115,243,11. 115,243,11. Very well, let's continue. Also, please memorize the number 115,243,11. 115,243,11. 115,243,11. Wow. 311. My stepdad's birthday. Whoop-dee-doo. 115,24,311. You'll need it later. So, here's the second question. There's a certain number of people in a room. 2 are fathers and 2 are sons. How many people are there in the room? Well, if 2 are the fathers of the other 2, then there's 3. Otherwise, well, both would be sons. 2 are fathers, 2 are sons. So it could just be 2, because that doesn't mean that the sons are there. One could be any, what? There are hundreds of them, just that these 4 are related. 2 plus 2 equals 4, I remember that much. 243, I don't know why, but I feel like this is a trick question. There are two people in the room, their sons and their fathers are in another room. It could be 3, yeah. Okay, next question. Triton costs 2,000 credits. Triton and Leska together cost 3,000. 1,000 for Leska then? Who the heck is Leska and what is Leska? So together costs that, and Leska and Industrial Laser together cost 1,500, so 500. What? How much does Triton cost? 2,000. What? What? Just, it says it right there. 2,000 is... Answer accepted. Now for the last question. Do you remember 115-243-11? Just 1 second. Processing the results. The computer in the Fayan's hands starts to blink and glow and finally emits red light. Well, Ranger Psycho 5, I've got 2 pieces of news for you. First, good news. Ranger Psycho 1 never existed. That was just an invention. For the purpose of his test, our client was very concerned about the result. Now, bad news, you failed our test because you're too smart for our task. We need somebody more industrious and less prone to reflection and logical thinking. However, please accept a small compensation of 500 credits for your time. You're free to leave now. Have a nice day. So, you're supposed to be stupider. Wonderful. They don't want right answers, they just want an idiot. That sounds about like most employers. Alright, congratulations. Now that you have gotten the hand of things, you can search for the messengers and accomplish your mission on your own. Remember, scan systems, complete quests, earn credits, and save the world once more. Wonderful. Oh crap, there's more of this. Ranger Psycho 85, an unidentified Malak is waiting for you. Sounds like a Klingon. In the hangar, banging his head on your ship. I repeat, Ranger Psycho 85, an unidentified Malak is waiting for you in the hangar, banging his head on your ship. By the way, today we're running a special offer, our part, a discount on ship hull repairs. Make sure you grab it. Proceed into the hangar and hurry up. Keeping in mind that the toughness rating of the average Malak is much higher than that of your ship's hull, you rush into a hangar and stop short, stunned by the incredible sight. At the center of the takeoff and landing platform, you see a tall, sturdy silhouette that you identify as belonging to the most able-bodied race of the Alliance. Undaunted by the fact that the owner of the expensive flying machine has arrived, the Malak keeps banging its head on the ship's hull at the rate of 1 bang per second, saying, "Get out of my head, strange voices, out or I'll beat you out of there myself." His thunderous pounding is made even louder by the perfect acoustical properties of this indoor facility. The large indentation, proof of the Malak's seriousness about his mission, is like the cherry on top of this idiotic cake. Estimating how much the repairs will cost, you're about to call the local security guards. The culprit / soon-to-be sponsor of the hull repairs and polishing must be apprehended. Not appreciated. Absolutely not. But apprehended. Suddenly, you hear the Malak say something intelligible. Listen carefully. Base to Ranger, get out of there. You're not doing it right. Here's how it's done. Psycho 85, can you hear me? Professor Zebraya speaking. So the options are you could be anyone for all I care. Who will pay for the repairs? I hear. I believe the police will be interested in hearing this. Holy cats, Malak with the Gaul name. Wonder who your ancestors are. It looked like a mucked up genetic experiment to me. Wow, that's a rude thing to say. Who will pay for the repairs? Psycho 85, calm down. And tell me, do you remember how you ended up in this virtual world and the details? Well, that's what the Malak apparently looks like. And the details of your mission? No, I don't remember. Virtual, what? At the moment, my task is to test the new Space Ranger training program. Oh, I see. At the moment, you are experiencing the consequences of fragmentary amnesia, one of the side effects of mental symbiosis. Listen to me. I know it's hard to understand and to accept, but the world around you is not real. It's a mental projection based on your thoughts, fears, and memories, and made by a machine. You have been sent here to study the machine and rescue other members of our team. Great story. I'll give you a quarter off the total cost of the repairs, but no more than that. Sounds a bit like science fiction. You don't say. Too much like science fiction, I'd say. I'm already interested. How can you prove that you're telling the truth? Or the last one is, hey bro, I'm afraid you're hallucinating. Don't worry, the local doctors can handle that. And even worse, I'll go get them now. So the second one. Alright, I expected something like this. It would be best if you convinced yourself to the truth of my words. First of all, tell me, what day is it today? That's easy. Let me think. Today is the 16th of October, 3295. Now tell me, you fought a war that ended recently. What was this war and how did it end? The war with the Dominators. We defeated those mechanical beasts back in 33. Oh, so I really am in a virtual world, but how did that happen? I hope you can remember, during the war with the Dominators, one of the systems, Bakar, kept changing hands. Later we realized why the enemy protected it so fiercely. In there, on the planet of Eggmare, we found the Dominator's 4th command center. It's plugged into one of the largest data centers of the global computer network, the GalaNet, and actively exchanges information via that network. Presumably, the goal of creating this command center was to gain control of the GalaNet and through it all available machines and devices, including the ships and weapons of the Alliance. Of course, we could physically exterminate the emerging threat together with the whole planet if we had to, but the problem is that if the command center has already started executing its program, such a radical measure won't solve the issue, just the opposite. It would help the new enemy cover its tracks. The only way to determine if the Dominator has started the process of taking control of the GalaNet is to establish mental symbiosis with the enemy. Before you, we made several such attempts to delve into the enemy's plans, but each of them failed. The enemy consumed the agents' minds, leaving us with bodies, which are kept alive using special equipment. Now let's move this down a little bit so we can read that better. Oh my word, there's so much to read. The only way to determine if the Dominator... where's the bodies kept alive? Okay. We learned a lot from the previous failures, which let us thoroughly prepare for our next, and in fact last attempt to handle the Dominator problem from the inside, and to try to bring the previous messengers back. As one of the best rangers, you were invited to accomplish this mission. I think you know what happened next. You were connected to the command center, which, to ensure mental symbiosis, created a virtual reality based, as I already said, on your thoughts and vivid memories. That's why the process of interacting with this machine looks like the way of the ranger, albeit somehow distorted. What must I do if this is a virtual world? Does that mean I'm immortal here? Should I continue testing a program for them, or how should I exist in this world? What should I do, and what do the tasks given by the system governments have to do with anything? Oh my word. You are studying the Dominator's command center, and it's studying you. By creating a virtual world based on your memories and giving you tasks, the machine wants to see how you will react in different situations to determine when, under what circumstances, and why you make this or that decision, and to record all this. In the future, it will take these specifics into account when planning its own actions. The command center is already aware of the fact that it can maintain the cooperation process with the carrot and stick system. In other words, if you complete its tasks, it rewards your brains as an interesting object with greater processing power. It results, among other things, the simulation of that in your brain with tiny electrical discharges. This causes you to feel emotional boosts and joy, as well as other pleasant sensations and emotions. If you resist, on the other hand, it will gradually reduce the resources allocated for you in this virtual world, which will make your virtual and even physical existence rather uncomfortable. Naturally, it's not really interested in watching you complete the same quests over and over again. Encouraging you to engage in new adventures, it will decrease the reward for completing a task several times. The money you get in the virtual world is, in essence, the processing power available to you. We do realize that you don't want to help the enemy become smarter, but under the circumstances, we have no other choice. We need processing power to find and save the messengers, to study the internal structure of the command center. The only way to obtain it is from the Dominator's command center. Therefore, the process that's happening between the command center and you is full-fledged symbiosis of the two, each benefiting from the process. What must I do? Let's change that to somewhere else. To accomplish a task, that's why you're sent here. I would like to remind you of the mission objectives. Number 1, you must try to save the messengers, or at least learn their fate. Number 2, you must gather information about the internal structure of the virtual space of the Dominator's command center, where you are now located. Discover this this suspected enemy's plans, and should you find a real threat to all sentient life, do everything within your power to neutralize it. Who are the messengers? I guess I'll have to start from the very beginning. No. So let's see here. To get them out, we must receive a return command code from this. The signals... Okay, I'm a bit tired of this. So I think I'm going to stop for now if it'll let me. Can we go here, please? Font is 76. Let's bring it up to 83. I like the number 83. Can we just exit menu? Okay, menu we can go to. And can we load it back up again from the same spot? Or yep, we can. Okay, so that is possible. Yeah, I'm a little tired of this at the moment. Anyway, take care and try to not go crazy.